Hi everyone. Today we're going to work on multiplying with fractions. So I'm going to start out with a problem. And let's say that we have in a parking lot, a third of the parking lot is filled with trucks. And then of those trucks, half of them are red. So what I want to know is what fraction of all the vehicles are red trucks. So I'm going to start out with a model for this, and I'm going to divide it into thirds. And I know this is a review, so we're kind of going through it quickly. So a third are trucks, and then of the trucks, half of them are red. So now I'm going to divide it in half, and then I'll shade in half of that. And this portion right here that shows the crisscross lines, this represents our answer of 1/6. We can also find that by multiplying the numerators and multiplying the denominators. So our answer shows that of all the vehicles in the parking lot, 1/6 of them are red trucks. For the next problem, we're going to find the area of a poster. So I have a length of 2 3/4 feet and a width of 4.5 feet. And we know that when we're finding the area, we multiply. So because we're multiplying with fractions, there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. But we know that when we're multiplying with fractions, we don't just want to multiply the whole numbers and then multiply the fractions and just put our answer together. So the way that we do want to work it out is one way we can use an area model. And this works the same way that it would with whole numbers. We're going to split up the fraction and the whole number. So this would be 2 3/4, and then 4.5 here. So we're going to multiply 4 times 2 to get 8. And then we're going to multiply 4 times 3/4, which that's going to give us 12/4, which we know is equal to 3. And then 1/2 times 2 would give us 2/2, which equals 1. And then 1/2 times 3/4 would give us 3/8. So just like we would with whole numbers, we're going to add these together. So 8 plus 3 gives us 11. And then 1 plus 3/8 would give us 1 3/8. So then we put these two together, and we get our final answer of 12 3/8 feet. Now, the other way that we could have solved this, we could change these mixed numbers into improper fractions. So 2 3/4 would be the same thing as 11/4. And then 4.5 would be the same thing as 9/2. So that's what we need to do. If you don't use the area model, then you can change them to improper fractions. And then we can look to see if we can simplify first. But we notice that we don't have any common factors. So we're going to go ahead and multiply the numerators. 11 times 9 gives me 99. 4 times 2 gives me 8. And then I can change 99/8 into a mixed number. So 99 divided by 8. And I know that 12 times 8 is 96. And I have 3 left over. So I write my mixed number. The 12 would be my whole number. And then my remainder is my numerator. And then the divisor would be my denominator. So I get the same thing doing it both ways. And then we don't want to forget, since we are finding the area, this is square feet. So 12 3/8 square feet would be the area of the poster. Good morning. I'm making a fruit cobbler today, and I noticed when I was gathering the ingredients that 3/5 of the fruit that I'm using are yellow, and the rest are red. And of the red fruit, 1/6 of them are cherries. What fraction of all the fruit are cherries? All right, so we're gonna finish up this problem before I can eat my cobbler. I want to know what fraction of all the fruit are cherries? And if you haven't already done so, you can pause this and solve this problem, and then follow along as we go through it. And see if you worked it out the same way that I'm about to. So, remember we said that 3/5 of the fruit are yellow and the rest are red. And then of the red, 1/6 are cherries. What fraction of all the fruit are cherries? So I'm going to start out drawing a model to show this. That'll kind of help me to clarify the information in the problem. So I know that 3/5 of the fruit are yellow. So I'm just going to mark that as yellow. So you can easily see now the rest are red. So 2/5 represents the red. And then of the red, 1/6 are cherries. So we're going to take the 2/5 and multiply that by 1/6 to figure out what fraction of all the fruit are cherries. So I can see, immediately, since I've got even numbers, I can simplify these first. So I'm going to do 6 divided by 2 to get 3. 2 divided by 2 gives me 1, since they had a common factor of 2. And so now I can just multiply the numerators. I get 1, and then 5 times 3 gives me 15. So 1/15 of all the fruit is going to be cherries. Now, if you didn't simplify it first, we could have also, just went ahead and multiplied 2/5 times 1/6, and that gives me 2/30. And then I, can also see that 2 and 30 have a common factor of 2. So I can divide them both by 2/2. That keeps it equivalent. And that gives me 1/15. So 1/15 of all the fruit are cherries. Now I think it's time to eat some cobbler.